I never would have had the fantasies I had until I went down to Sierra Vista. I don't think they're fantasies, man. They fed me too much crap. Oh, look, there's a Pearl Jag across the street over at the fire station. Guess if I become a fireman, I can get a really nice white Jag. I don't want to be a fireman. Spend too much time away from your wife. What I'm gonna do is uh is leave the YouTube open. We're gonna stop the whole Facebook thing. I'll have a Facebook page, but I'll shut down this active. I'll deactivate this one, create another one, um, and become an American citizen. My job now is to show them everything that they could and should and would be, but can't because they're too full of themselves. My job now is just to realize that I won some battles, but I'm losing the war. It's a war on God and intelligence and faith. So since I'm losing the war, it makes no sense to come back and kick their ass in the battle every day publicly. So I'm going to set the privacy settings up for only my contacts on my YouTube. Any posts will be shared on that. As far as Facebook and everything goes, it's just going to be a normal Facebook where Zeus can pick up on a girl. I'm gonna make my way down. I'm gonna work here whatever I can get. I'm gonna make my way down to El Paso and live in the outskirts of there, or find me somebody, and then try to talk her into moving out of that polluted mess, and maybe going to someplace like Silver or something where we can both get a job. And I'm just gonna underachieve again for the rest of my life, because it doesn't make any sense to try to help people want to achieve greater than what they think they can, because they have no desire to do so. So it just doesn't make any sense to throw yourself out there to be ridiculed and tortured for their amusement and to make money off of. They're insane, and you can't really stop them from being insane. This is all I can do for you guys. I want to stay alive to be there for you in case things change, maybe drastically in the future. What I see is that I think the shift from what I've led and been read and being able to see and understand, what I would understand is that before Yellowstone goes, you're going to have the wave hit the East Coast, because the pressurized water goes in, and then you have the new steam pockets and stuff like that. And Yellowstone primarily functions off of old steam pockets, things with its volcanic activity. So the East Coast, Florida and all that stuff is going to get devastated first, and then subsequently we'll have some time later before then, boom, the Yellowstone stuff goes. I'm going to hang out here in the Southwest, hoping that it will be survivable enough that we can make our way down into Mexico and survive with my family there. That's my plan. I don't know how good of a plan it is. I don't know how devastating the volcanic eruption is going to be. If we survive, we survive. If we don't, we don't. It's a matter of life and death in the living. It's like living on the edge of Pompeii or what, you know. I see it coming a lot like my relatives before me, but I'm trapped in this extortion-based society. My son's in the Air Force in Oklahoma City, and my kids are kidnapped from me and held by some evil bitch in Arizona. So I have to sign off on them legally, but that doesn't mean I can't still send them something to help survive once I start working again, under my own accord and not under order of a bunch of psychopath, hypocritic, insane people that I had to deal with. I'll do it under my own accord because I love those kids, not because these sorry pieces of shit tell me I have to do something. They can all kiss my ass. I didn't tell them they had to, but they probably might want to. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to be the best little quiet, cooperative, protect my workers and my management system wherever I get a job. I'm excellent to work with. I'm not going to try to cause problems to change the system, but I'm not going to let the system fuck the people I work with. I'm going to take care of them. I'm going to be there for them. I'm going to listen to them. I'm not going to talk to them about anything that's revolutionary or stuff like that, but I'm going to teach them how to exercise their human rights, be a human, and treat everybody individually as if they have human rights. And we'll protect those. Not too worried about anybody like the college loan people and stuff like that, because they recorded the conversations, and during both conversations they set out to extort me. So in a court of law I could win them and sue them for money. So I'm pretty much debt free. I'll go there and establish the paternity things with Amy. I'll be debt free from that too. I'll be separated from the children, but Barbara and Peter trained Amy to be how she is, and Amy was how she is, so she's going to have to be the best mom she can be, because there's still people watching my YouTube. I may be the king of the underground, but that'll work, and that's what I'll do. And then I'll be working at some basically Joe job with my other average Joes that I adore, and constantly remind all these superstars of what they possibly should be and just what I am and what they are. I'm going to focus on my health. I'm going to get myself in the shape that I can get in. I'm going to focus on my health, give Zeke more of the attention he deserves, find me a beautiful Latin woman around here and give her some of the attention that I believe she deserves, and see if she can appreciate it and take care of it. I don't know how that's all going to go down, depending on the nature of the conditions and stuff, if I end up with just one girl or if I become like what you guys would think is a super slut, because a lot of women can't handle being in a relationship with me. So it may just be like a short fling thing, and then it becomes too much because the world's going into. So don't judge me if I start having relations with more than one woman. It's hard to handle a relationship with me, especially how deep I am, the DNA interfacing, and how introspective I am, and how emotionally awakening and the DNA interfaces for a woman. It's very hard to have sexual intercourse with me. You feel a lot of things that you wouldn't feel before, and it's a very intelligent interface, and so intelligence can be quite painful. As beautiful as it is, I mean, it's like amazing. You feel like you're the greatest woman in the world, and all of a sudden you start to feel feelings you've never felt before, and you can't get through Enemy at the Gates, and you can't watch sad movies, and you can't enjoy superficiality like you used to before. You become somebody like Browning, or Elizabeth Barrett Browning, or you become like Emmy Dickerson and Robert Frost, and sad, extortion-based driven society that's madness that you have to live in and try to make sense of while you're trying to make the world be romantic. They're determined to be cold-hearted, hideous, and faithless. So it's not always real fun to make love to me. All right? Just so you know. I mean, it'll be a wonderful experience. It'll make you feel 10 foot tall and bulletproof, but it'll turn you into a woman that sees things so introspectively. You can't do it for long, and then you got to get fucked by the stupid superficial guys to get your balance back so you can survive in this hideous world that they've created. All right? So don't judge me if I don't last too long with any of these beautiful women. But there's a lot of beautiful women for me to go exchange with in El Paso, and I think that's where I go. So, ladies in El Paso, I look forward to meeting you, and I look forward to having a lot of wonderful experiences with you. You know, I'm going to get a vasectomy, and I probably ain't about staying around. If it becomes too hard for you, I'll understand. You get too emotional, I'll set you down, and I'll tell you it's because of me. And I can't stay with you, and you got to go find a guy that fits in a little bit better with this American way of life. I'm not sure how much longer it's going to last, though. So I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for everybody that's affected by this sickness that's infested our human race. And I wish it would get better, but it's not up to me. It's up to us as a whole. God's will is free will, and we're freely given will. That's why God put us in charge for a reason, because you took it. You know, you can rape, but should you? You can lock people up and sedate them, rape them, and bury them, but should you? You can get away with all this hell that you create, but should you? God put us in charge for a reason. There is no God, and we'll prove it. I know. I know. You'll prove it. You're constantly proving that there's nothing worth having faith in. It's just a dog-eat-dog world. Case does. I mean, you look through the world through rose-colored glasses, and you're Pollyanna. And I would sit and watch things and try to explain things to her. No, lady, I'm like way more, Patrick's the same way, like way more intelligent than you, way more introspective, have way more depth than you. Not Pollyanna at all. I'm in the exact opposite side of the spectrum. You know, I can see things deeper than you can. I don't see the sinisterness and the survivalness behind it because it doesn't have to be like that way. Because like Stephanie once told me, she goes, not everybody thinks like you, but if they did, the world would be a amazingly great place. But they're not like you, and they'll take advantage of you. They don't take advantage of me, and they don't. I don't put myself in position to get taken advantage of. And then when I do, and I'm honest with people and ask them for help, they all get jealous of me and fuck me over. So I don't set myself up to be taken advantage of. They take the opportunity to show me up and betray me and treat me like shit is what happens. You understand? I'm not naive, and I'm not a chump. I'm a complete trustful asshole. A nice guy that's not an asshole gives you enough rope to hang yourself. Gives you the knife and says, you can stab me in the back, but why would you? I'd never do it to you. Turn around and you plunge it back in. That's my life. It's been this way for millennia upon millennia. We molecularly transfigured into similitudes of ourselves. It's basic math and science 101. So what we create, we have to come back and live in. Those are those other worlds that they're talking about in the next life, in the celestial bodies that changes form and shape and form, because you have a new world, you have a new river, you have a new body, you can have a new life, but your spirit, your source, it is rewritten and has different things, but it has certain memories on it, certain codes and certain things that are lasting and imprinted on you, like Jiddu Krishnamurti was talking about with biological, classical, and biological conditioning. Understood? It's based on science. It's based on, he connected to Jonas Salk and Brim Brahm, I guess, and a lot of other intelligent men, but he has a great understanding of this, especially from Hindi culture and Buddhist culture and Indian culture. He has a great understanding of this. So, this is your love song. It's quite silly. Seems quite intangible and incomprehensible to a lot of you. A lot of you have trouble understanding and ascertaining what I'm talking about. I think I'm explaining it quite simply, but apparently I'm not. And then I have to come across and talk to and get such rude and obnoxious and vile behavior from most of you. So I just as soon not talk to most of you at all. Try to engage in any kind of intelligent or cordial or fun conversation. So I'm pretty much going to keep my opinions to myself. I'll talk to the dog or the cell phone. You guys like to talk to plastic. I hate it. I'd rather talk to a human being that's intelligent and can comprehend and ascertain what I'm doing. Most of them that I can are pretty much relegated to near almost homelessness, and no one will hire them. Like Ryan says, I can't get hired at Walmart. They won't hire intelligent people. All my friends, that's just, we're delegated to pretty much, you want fries with that. And so it's really cool to me, though, being one of the most intelligent people in the world, not having any degrees, and working behind a meat counter or throwing boxes, man. It's just cool to me. I think it's neat that the guy that's the most intelligent is delegated to, it's like, yeah, it's like, the big bad guy is the old plantation over, the smartest guy and the most intelligent and most talented is old Chicken George and Kunta Kinte, man. I'm your white chicken George, man. It's cool as all get out, man. I'll be digging on it. When I sit down and think about it, I'm just like, this is cool, man. I'm everything they want to be, and they're everything I don't want to be. And then they want me to be like them, and I'm like, there's no way I won't be like you, man. I don't want to be the massa. I don't want to have the plantation and screw everybody's wife and make money off of their labor. Oh, hell no, man. I'd just soon take a cheese grater and scrape all the meat off my ass rather than be the massa. Oh, fuck no. He's just horrible, man. Jimmy Crack Corn, I don't care. Massa's gone away. I'm all right with that. I'm ready to change, man. I see why Abraham Lincoln liked that song so much. It's satirical, y'all. Just in case you wonder, man, Abraham Lincoln ain't stupid. He was very intelligent, and he had been through a lot, man. His little boy's dying, and his wife going crazy because of that war. She had to interface with this man, and it was driving him crazy, and it was driving them all crazy because these people wanted to keep slaves and wanted to fight over the resources, and he had to sit there and make reason of all this insanity, and he didn't know how to fix it, and he didn't have the right ways because he's not the similitude of Jesus. Even the similitude of Jesus can't make sanity out of it because they don't listen to him and they always know better and they drive him crazy. And he's so sad he can hardly contain his thoughts, hearts, and emotions. And he becomes so depressed you can give him 500 wives and he still can't fight the depression. Happened to King David. Wow, it's deep. I don't know if I'm going to go for 500, but I'm going to try to go with the strongest, most beautiful women I can find in the city of El Paso to help me get through this depression so I can stay alive and get through all the bullshit they have planned. Stay alive, I will find you. You don't have to find me, I already found you. We're just not meant to be together right now. Maybe in a schoolyard somewhere in a galaxy, in another place, in another time, on the different end of the rotation of the Earth, or whatever we call it by that time. I don't know. Maybe we'll all sit around and start changing the names of everything so we feel better about what we do and what we did and what we've done. I'll see you then. Until that day, I'm just gonna work in this thing they gave me with all its cars, bars, and wars, and mindless drones that run around destroying it without a thought or a care. Talk on their cell phone, watch some TV, chat with somebody, be rude to the intelligent man that wants to stop it all next to you, think you're better than he is. God, it's horrible. I hate it. But I can't hate it anymore, so I just might as well not even address them. I'll address them on your YouTube. You guys seem to talk to and listen to better to your neon tubes than you do to human beings. So that's what I'll do. This has to be done. I mean, I'm trying to find some rationality, but I'm beating my head against the wall, and I go back and listen to them and go, this is just too good, and this is too intelligent. I see why they called Jesus the greatest teacher of all time. I mean, it's amazing. He's heart-wrenching. He rips you to shreds. He tears you apart. He picks you up. He puts you down. He just, man, he spins you every which way but loose. He's just utterly amazing. If you're any way, shape, or form, any form of intelligence, he's one of the most amazing teachers that ever walked the face of the planet. And I'm like, I can't believe I'm him. Like, oh my God, it's me. Old Mr. Dork Ralph, Mr. Never Good Enough, Mr. Talk Shit About Him, Mr. Put Him Down, Mr. And then I realized, oh man, when I sit back and they all explain it to me, do you see? I see it, man. It's horrible. Why does it have to be so horrible? They hate you. They hate themselves. But they hate you for showing you them, for you showing them themselves, asking them to change, and they won't do it because they want you to tell them how special they are and all the great things that they did, and you just can't lie to them, and they hate you for it. So you're not going to stop telling them the truth, and they're not going to stop hating you until they learn to be honest with themselves, dude. And I ask when it's going to stop, and the answer is they're given free will. They'll tell you. It's up to God. God gave them free will. They don't understand. I do. It sucks. It's painful, man. It's very painful. It's very horrible. It's a very horrible state of being to have to be in. It's just not cool. It's very sad. I see why they call him the man of sorrows, man. Poor Jesus. He's just hanging there. He's just hung on that cross. He's stuck in a mythological insanity of inhumanity. And no, they've all turned into these myths. And you go through and you read and you cut through all the crap like Bob and Haley talked about in Samuel and Kings and Moses. And yeah, I can sit back and tell you the stories. He's just making this all up and taking all the magic out of the Gospels. Now I'm putting the magic back in. I'm putting faith based on reality and a beautiful man that can lead you to different ways of faith that make you live together in one of the most beautiful fashions in the entire world. Man, it's really good, man. It's really great. Where they were trying to lead us, but no one wanted to follow. They all wanted the magic story. They wanted to sell stuff and buy stuff and have their name go down in history when it really didn't matter because all we do is dust in the wind, Boy, what a love song. It's pretty. See the pretty girls here, and there's pretty ones in El Paso, too. Well, I'm going to go make my way. I sure do miss my kids, man. But it was hard to tolerate trying to take care of them because of all the disrespect and the clamoring and then this and all the, dad trying to do his job with all these crazy psychopaths that were making him look crazy. I was in the process, I was looking crazy, but I was making them look like complete shit. And I get better at it every day. And they know that, and they hate that. That's why they want me to be quieter. So I will, but I'll just come back to YouTube and remind you how horrible you are every day. I work in the store and sit back and brace myself for what's yet to come. Alright, guys? So this is your love song. Man, I don't know about you guys, but I thought I wrote a lot better love songs than this. My imagination can do some amazing things. But this is my reality, and this is where I gotta live. Silly or not, this is it. Alright? Have a good day, man. I love you very much. Blessings and peace.